Hello, my friend. Today, while practicing your English, let's discover an inspiring story that teaches us powerful life lessons. This is not just the story of a company. It is the story of one man, many failures, and a dream that refused to die. This is the inspiring story of Honda. When we see a Honda motorcycle or car today, we often think of quality, reliability, and success. Honda is one of the most famous brands in the world. But behind this success is a long road filled with rejection, poverty, and painful failure. If you are learning English and learning about life at the same time, this story is for you. A young man with curious hands. Soichiro Honda was born in 1906 inches, a small village in Japan. His family was very poor. His father was a blacksmith and repaired bicycles. From a young age, Soichiro loved machines. He was curious about how things worked. When he saw cars for the first time, he was amazed. At that moment, a dream quietly began in his heart. Soichiro did not do well in school. He was not good at memorizing books or passing exams. Many teachers thought he would never succeed. But Soichiro had something more important than good grades. He had curiosity, passion, and hands that loved to build things. At the age of 15, he left his hometown and moved to Tokyo. He worked as an apprentice at a small car repair shop. The work was hard. He cleaned floors, carried tools, and worked long hours. But he was happy. Every day, he learned something new about engines and machines. The first big failure. After many years of learning, Soichiro wanted to create his own business. He had a big idea to make piston rings for car engines. He believed his design was better and cheaper. With great hope, he started a small factory. But reality was cruel. The piston rings he made were not good enough. He sent them to Toyota, hoping to sell them. Toyota tested them and rejected almost all of them. They said the quality was terrible. Imagine how painful this moment was. Soichiro had spent all his money, all his time, and all his hope on this idea. Many people would give up at this point, but Soichiro did not. Instead of blaming others, he blamed himself. He realized he did not understand engineering deeply enough, so he went back to school. Yes, a man who failed badly chose to become a student again, learning through humiliation. Soichiro joined an engineering school. He was older than most students. Sometimes he felt embarrassed. Sometimes he felt stupid. But he kept learning. He studied materials, design, and quality control. He improved his piston rings again and again. Finally, Toyota accepted his new design. Just when life seemed to smile at him, disaster came. War, bombs, and starting from zero. During World War II, Soichiro's factory was destroyed by bombing. After the war, an earthquake destroyed what was left. Everything was gone. No factory, no money, no materials. Japan was poor after the war. People struggled just to eat. Fuel was very expensive. Transportation was difficult. But once again, Soichiro saw an opportunity where others saw only suffering. He noticed that people needed cheap transportation. Cars were too expensive. Bicycles were common, but they were slow and tiring. Soichiro had an idea. a small engine that changed everything. Soichiro attached a small engine to a bicycle. It was simple, noisy, and not perfect, but it worked. People loved it. It helped them go to work, carry goods, and live better lives. This small invention became the beginning of Honda Motor Company, founded in 1948. At first, Honda was very small. The company had little money and many problems. The engines often broke. Customers complained. Competitors laughed at them. But Soichiro Honda believed in one thing deeply. Success is built on top of failure. He encouraged his team to experiment, to fail, and to try again. In Honda, failure was not punished. It was respected. A different way of thinking. Honda's philosophy was very different from other companies. Soichiro believed that people come before profit. He listened to workers. He valued creativity. He allowed young engineers to speak freely, even if they disagreed with him. He also believed in challenging the impossible. When Honda decided to enter motorcycle racing, many people said it was crazy. Japanese motorcycles were not respected in the world market. European companies were much stronger. Honda lost many races at first. Engines failed. Riders crashed. Critics laughed. But Honda kept learning. Finally, Honda won races. Not just one, but many. The world began to notice. The name Honda slowly became a symbol of innovation and strength, entering the global market. In the 1960 seconds, Honda entered the American market. At that time, Japanese products were considered cheap and low quality. Honda faced many problems. Their motorcycles broke down on long American roads. Customers complained again. Once more, Honda did not run away. They studied the problem carefully. They redesigned their engines. They improved quality. Step by step, Honda gained trust. Their famous slogan, "You meet the nicest people on a Honda," changed how Americans saw motorcycles. Honda was no longer about danger or rebellion. It was about everyday people, families, and freedom. From motorcycles to cars. Many experts said Honda should stay with motorcycles. Making cars was too risky. But Soichiro Honda loved challenges. Honda cars entered the market with fuel-efficient engines, especially during times of oil crisis. While other companies struggled, Honda grew. Again, the reason was simple. Honda listened. Honda learned. Honda improved. The philosophy behind the success. Soichiro Honda once said, "Life is measured by the number of times your soul is deeply stirred." For him, life was not about money. It was about creation, learning, and pushing limits. Honda's success teaches us many lessons. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. School grades do not decide your future. Passion and persistence matter more than talent. Listening and learning are more powerful than pride. A lesson for English learners and dreamers. If you are learning English, you may feel slow. You may make many mistakes. You may feel embarrassed when you speak. Remember Soichiro Honda. He failed exams. He was rejected many times. He started from zero more than once. But he never stopped learning. Learning a language is the same. You learn by making mistakes. You improve by trying again. Progress is slow, but it is real. Honda today The dream lives on. Today, Honda is one of the largest motor companies in the world. Millions of people use Honda products every day. But the true power of Honda is not in its engines. It is in its spirit. A spirit that says, try again, learn more, do not be afraid of failure. My friend, this is why the Honda story is inspiring. It reminds us that success does not come from a perfect beginning. It comes from not giving up. Whether you are learning English, building a career, or chasing a dream, remember this story. You may fail today, but if you learn and continue, tomorrow can be different. Thank you for listening, my friend. If you enjoyed this message, please like, subscribe, and stay with us for more English motivation every day.